types of variables we are using to conduct our experiment: independent, dependent, and controlled. The independent variable is the one thing changed in the experiment. For ours, it is the brand of soap we use. The dependent variable is what we are measuring or observing. In this case, it is the size and durability of the bubbles produced. Lastly, controlled variables are the elements of the experiment that remain the same for each test subject. An example of this would be measuring the proper amount of soap and water for each trial. Now let's talk about our final 3 contenders. The first brand we tested in the bubble wall was Gain. Gain performed relatively well and was consistent in producing moderately large bubbles. However, the bubbles did not extend outside of the exhibit like we had hoped they would. The second brand we tested in the bubble wall was Dawn. The bubbles Dawn created were durable enough to extend outside of the exhibit, and there were even a couple instances when the bubbles would separate without popping. Dawn performed very well, but did lack some of the size and consistency that we had in Gain. The last soap we tested in the bubble wall was Great Value. Unfortunately, Great Value's bubbles were not very large or durable. We struggled to produce even medium-sized bubbles, and when we did, they popped very quickly. Another important quality to note is that most of the time the bubbles drifted downwards and could not properly extend out of the exhibit. Experimenting on the bubble wall, we concluded that Dawn was the soap best fitted for our exhibit. We think Dawn is the best because it contains a lot of ingredients that stabilize the formula. Another thing that is very important to point out is that it's from the brand P&G, which was the same brand that our original soap that worked so well in the bubble wall is from. So that could be another reason why it worked so well for us. Our soaps that did not work so well, Gain and Great Value, created bubbles that were not durable like Dawn's, and they popped way more quickly. Savannah, would you like to talk about some of the things that we could do better next time and what we're going to research in the future?
Sure thing, Allie. So, one of the things that could have affected the results of our bubble wall experiment is this tube back here. Sometimes that tube gets moved to one side or the other, and that makes the bubbles go in a funny direction, and then they can pop easier. Another thing that could have affected our experiment results is the way that we pulled up the rope that connects to this bar here, and that is what makes our bubble. The way that you pull up the rope can have an effect on the bubble's durability, and that could have affected our results. Next time, we also want to test RO and tap water in our actual bubble wall. This time, in this experiment, we tested the RO water and the tap water in trays to see which one would work better. But next time, we'd like to test it out in our actual bubble wall.
That's awesome, Savannah. Thank you everyone for watching us as we went on a scientific journey to help our bubble wall exhibit create better bubbles. And if you would like to see our Dawn in action, come to the Headwaters Science Center and try out the bubble wall exhibit for yourself. Bye everyone, see you next time.
Thanks for watching.